Let me tell you something. Respect is one of those things everybody wants, but not everybody knows how to get. See, people think respect comes with a title or money or how loud you can talk. Nah, that ain't it. Respect is deeper than that. Respect is psychological. It's about how you show up in the world, how you treat people, how you carry yourself when nobody's watching. And let me give you the real secret. It's not about forcing people to respect you. It's about making them want to. Because here's the truth, folks might forget your name, they might forget your words, but they'll never forget how you made them feel when they were around you. And that's where psychology comes in. If you know how to work with people's minds, you can walk into a room and immediately command respect without saying a word. You ain't got to beg for it. You ain't got to fight for it. It's natural, it's magnetic. Now listen, respect ain't given just because you showed up. It's given because you've mastered how to connect, how to carry confidence without arrogance, how to be strong without stepping on people, how to let your presence speak before your mouth does. That's the real secret right there. And today, I'm about to break down 5 powerful secrets from psychology that'll change the way people look at you, talk to you, and treat you for the rest of your life. You know, one of the biggest mistakes people make in life is thinking respect comes with the package. Like you walk into a room, you got a nice suit on, maybe you got a fancy car parked outside, or you've got some title next to your name, and you believe everybody's just going to bow down and hand you that respect on a silver platter. Let me tell you something. Life does not work that way. Respect is not automatic. It ain't stamped on your forehead at birth. It's something you earn every single day by the way you carry yourself. It's not about what you own. It's not even about what you say. It's about how you walk, how you stand, how you handle people, and how you handle yourself when nobody's clapping for you. That's where real respect comes from. Think about it. You've probably met somebody who talks a lot, maybe the loudest person in the room, always got something to say, always trying to prove they know everything. But deep down, you don't respect them. You might hear them, but you don't listen. Why? Because respect is not built on noise. It's built on presence. It's built on the way someone's energy fills a room without them needing to announce it. It's the quiet confidence, the subtle discipline, the calm assurance that says, I know who I am, and I don't need your approval to validate me. That right there is what earns respect. I'll give you an example. I once met a man who didn't say much, didn't brag about what he had, didn't try to outshine anybody. But when he walked in, the room shifted. People straightened up. They listened when he spoke. They looked at him differently. And I asked myself, why does this man command so much respect without even trying? And the answer was simple. He carried himself with dignity. He didn't need to prove himself because his character, his consistency, and his confidence did all the talking for him. That's the difference between demanding respect and inspiring it. See, respect is earned through actions, not announcements. You can't just tell people to respect you. If you've got to demand it, then you probably don't have it. Respect comes when people see how you live, how you treat others, and how you handle pressure. The way you carry yourself in difficult situations is one of the biggest indicators of whether or not people will respect you. Anybody can look good when life is smooth, but when chaos hits, when the storm comes, when life throws that curveball, how do you stand? Do you lose your head? Do you crumble? Or do you stay grounded, calm, steady? Because people respect stability. People respect strength that doesn't scream. They respect the person who stays collected when everything else is falling apart. Now, don't get me wrong, words matter. What you say has power, but here's the truth. People don't just listen to what you say. They watch how you live. If your words don't match your actions, respect goes out the window. You can preach honesty all day, but if folks catch you lying, that respect is gone. You can talk about hard work, but if you're lazy when the lights aren't on you, nobody's going to take you seriously. Respect is like a shadow. It follows the truth of who you are. And the shadow don't lie. Carrying yourself with respect doesn't mean being perfect either. It doesn't mean you never fail or never make mistakes. It means when you fall, you get back up with grace. It means when you mess up, You own it instead of blaming everybody else. It means you hold yourself accountable before the world has to. That kind of responsibility earns respect because people see integrity in that. They see you're not out here faking it, you're real, you're human, and you're honest enough to stand in it. I've learned something over the years: respect doesn't always come fast. It takes time because people are watching. They watch how you move when nobody's watching. They watch how you treat the janitor the same way you treat the CEO. They watch how you talk to people who can do nothing for you. That's where real respect is built. You can impress people with money, titles, or looks, but you only earn respect by showing consistent character over time. Now let me tell you the truth. Some people confuse fear with respect. They think if they intimidate others, if they yell, if they dominate, if they make people afraid, then that's respect. But that ain't respect, that's control. And control fades the moment your power slips. Respect, real respect, stays even when the spotlight goes out, even when the money runs dry, even when you're no longer holding that position. Because respect is tied to who you are, not what you have. And when people respect you for your essence, not your possessions, that's when you've truly earned it. So I'm telling you right now, stop looking for shortcuts. You can't buy respect. You can't fake it long term. It's something you cultivate. It's something you carry with you. It's how you stand, how you act, how you treat people, how you lead yourself before you ever try to lead others. The respect you're looking for starts the moment you decide to carry yourself in a way that commands it, not demands it. And once you figure that out, once you truly embody that, you won't have to chase respect anymore. It'll chase you. You know, one of the biggest truths I've ever learned about people is this right here. They may forget the words you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That's the kind of lesson that sneaks up on you, because we live in a world where everybody's trying to be clever, trying to sound smart, trying to out-talk the next person. Folks rehearse lines, practice speeches, memorize quotes, thinking that's what's going to win people over. But the truth is, once the moment is gone, most people won't remember exactly what you said. What sticks, what lasts, what burns its way into their memory is the way you made them feel in your presence. Think back for a second. Think about somebody from your past that left a mark on you. Maybe it was a teacher, a mentor, a boss, or even a stranger who showed up in your life for just one moment. I bet if you close your eyes right now, you can't recall every word they spoke. You can't recite the conversation line for line. But you remember the way they made you feel. Maybe they made you feel valued. Maybe they made you feel seen when the world had been ignoring you. Maybe they gave you confidence when you had none, or peace when everything around you was chaos. That feeling is what you remember, and that feeling is why you respect them even now. See, feelings are powerful. Words fade, but emotions stick. A kind gesture, a smile at the right time, listening when someone needed to be heard, showing compassion when everybody else walked away. That's what burns into people's memory. People might forget the clever joke you told, but they'll never forget the warmth you gave them when they were down. They might forget the advice you offered word for word, but they'll never forget the strength you gave them to keep going. Respect grows out of those feelings, not speeches. I'll give you an example. There was a man I once knew who was a brilliant speaker. Every room he walked into, he could deliver a powerful message. People clapped, people cheered, people thought he was incredible. But after the applause died down, you'd ask folks, what exactly did he say? And they'd struggle to remember. Then there was another man who wasn't half as polished, didn't use big words, didn't raise his voice. But when you left his presence, you felt encouraged, you felt lighter, you felt stronger. Now, which one do you think people respected more? It wasn't the one with the fancy speech. It was the one who touched their hearts. That's the thing about respect. It's not just about intellect, it's about connection. People respect the ones who reach them on a human level. You can throw all the wisdom, all the logic, all the facts you want, but if it doesn't hit the heart, it won't last. Respect comes from impact, and impact is emotional. Now, here's the part most folks don't want to hear. Sometimes you don't even realize how much power you have over how people feel. A careless word can cut deep, and long after you've forgotten what you said, that person is still carrying the wound. On the flip side, one word of encouragement, one genuine compliment, one moment of kindness, you might not even think twice about it, but to them, it could mean everything. And they'll remember you for that. They'll respect you for that. It's the little things. The way you look someone in the eye when they're talking instead of staring at your phone. The way you listen without cutting them off. The way you celebrate somebody else's success without jealousy. Or the way you stand by them when they fail instead of disappearing. These things don't always seem big in the moment, but they create feelings that last. And those feelings become the foundation of respect. Think about a leader. People don't follow leaders because they remember every word in the mission statement. They follow because of how that leader makes them feel. Do they feel valued? Do they feel safe? Do they feel inspired? Or do they feel small, invisible, unimportant? That feeling will decide whether they respect you or not. And it's not just in leadership. It's in friendships, it's in relationships, it's in business. You can't fake the way you make people feel because feelings don't lie. You might be able to dress up your words, but your energy, your intention, your heart, it comes through every time. If you walk into every interaction asking yourself, how can I leave this person better than I found them? How can I make them feel valued, not dismissed? Then you're already on your way to earning respect that lasts a lifetime. I've learned that people crave recognition, but not in the way we usually think. They don't need you to bow down to them or shower them with praise. What they need is to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel like they matter. And when you give that to someone, when you genuinely make them feel significant, you rise in their eyes. They'll respect you not for what you said, but for how you made them feel when they were with you. So the next time you're worried about saying the perfect line or impressing someone with the perfect speech, let that go. Instead, focus on presence. Focus on intention. Focus on leaving behind a feeling that can't be erased. Because long after your words are forgotten, the respect you earn from making someone feel valued will stay carved in their heart forever. There's a kind of respect that doesn't have to be shouted for, doesn't have to be begged for, doesn't even have to be asked for. It just happens. And that's because respect in its deepest form is psychological. The way the human mind works, there are certain things that trigger trust, admiration, and authority without you ever having to demand it. Psychology gives you tools, subtle, powerful tools that silently command respect. And when you understand those tools, you don't have to force it. People just give it to you naturally. See, here's what a lot of people do wrong. They think respect comes from being the loudest voice in the room, or from controlling people, or from constantly reminding others of who they are and what they've achieved. But that's not respect. That's insecurity trying to dress itself up. Respect doesn't come from forcing people to see you a certain way. Respect comes when people's minds, deep down, recognize something in you that makes them pay attention. That's the silent power of psychology. Take body language, for example. Before you even open your mouth, your body has already spoken. The way you stand, the way you hold your shoulders, the way you look people in the eye, it all sends signals to the brain. People can sense confidence without you ever saying a word. If you walk into a room slouched, avoiding eye contact, looking unsure, their mind registers weakness before you've even said hello. But if you walk in tall, calm, controlled, and grounded, their mind registers presence, authority, respect. That's psychology working for you without you saying a single word. Another tool psychology teaches us is silence. People underestimate silence. They think if they're quiet, they'll be overlooked. But silence, when used right, can be more powerful than words. The person who doesn't rush to fill every gap with noise, the one who listens more than they talk, commands respect because they create space. People lean in when you're selective with your words because the brain automatically assumes what you say must matter if you don't waste words. It's like when someone pauses before responding, it makes you pay attention because silence carries weight. And let's talk about consistency. Psychologically, people are wired to respect consistency. The brain craves patterns it can trust. When you show up the same way over and over again, calm, dependable, steady. People begin to respect you without even realizing it. They might not say it out loud, but in their minds, they know you're reliable, and reliability breeds respect. On the flip side, when you're unpredictable, one day up and one day down, one moment kind and the next moment cruel, people don't respect that. Their minds can't trust you, and without trust, respect can't live. Another silent tool is empathy. Now, empathy doesn't sound like a power move at first, but it is. Psychologically, people are drawn to those who make them feel understood. When someone feels like you get them, even without a lot of words, their brain places you in a higher category. You've created a connection, and that connection grows into respect. That's why the best leaders aren't just tough. They're empathetic. They know how to look at someone and make them feel seen. That doesn't make you soft, that makes you powerful, because respect is built on the bond of being understood. Now, here's something that psychology makes clear people. Respect authenticity more than perfection. When someone's pretending, the brain picks up on it. Even if you can't explain it, you feel something's off. But when someone is genuine, when they own who they are without trying to impress, the brain relaxes. It sees honesty, it sees realness, and that translates into respect. That's why faking it may get you attention, but it won't get you lasting respect. The mind can't trust a mask forever, but it will respect someone who shows up raw, flawed, and real. And the last silent tool psychology gives you is calmness under pressure. When chaos breaks out, when tempers flare, when the situation is tense, people are watching. And psychology tells us the brain looks for safety. It looks for someone who's steady in the storm. The one who stays calm when everyone else is panicking becomes the anchor. And people naturally respect anchors. You don't have to yell. You don't have to boss people around. You just have to remain centered. And without even asking for it, people will look at you differently. The beauty of these psychological tools is that they work without noise. You don't have to scream, "Respect me." You don't have to throw your achievements in people's faces. When you carry yourself with confidence, when you use silence wisely, when you're consistent, empathetic, authentic, and calm, people's minds do the work for you. They register. This person is someone to respect. And once that impression is formed, it's powerful, because respect earned silently is the kind that lasts the loudest. Here's the thing about respect that a lot of people don't get: you can't demand it. You can yell, you can threaten, you can pull rank, you can wave your authority around, but that's not respect. That's compliance. People might nod their heads in front of you, but behind closed doors, they don't admire you. They don't honor you. They don't hold you in high regard. Real respect can't be forced. It can only be inspired. And that's the difference between people who constantly struggle to be taken seriously and those who walk into a room and are automatically valued. Respect works a lot like love. You can't make someone truly love you just because you demand it. You can't say, "You better respect me or else," and expect it to be genuine. That's like saying, "You better fall in love with me right now." It doesn't work. Love and respect both grow out of inspiration. They grow out of what you represent, how you show up, and the way you impact others. The secret is that real respect is drawn, not dragged. It's something people willingly give you because they see something in you that makes them want to. Now, a lot of folks confuse fear with respect. They think if people are scared of them, that must mean they're respected. But fear disappears the moment power shifts. If the only reason people treat you well is because they're afraid of what you'll do, then you haven't earned respect, you've just borrowed control. And control has an expiration date. Respect, on the other hand, doesn't expire. It sticks because it was inspired by who you are, not enforced by what you can do to someone. Let me give you an example. Think about the leaders you've seen in your life. Maybe a boss at work, maybe a coach, maybe even a parent figure. Some of them demanded respect. They barked orders. They reminded you of their authority. They wanted you to salute them every time they walked by. And maybe in the moment you went along because you had to, but deep down, you didn't respect them. You tolerated them. Then there were others who didn't have to demand a thing. You respected them because they inspired you. They treated people with fairness. They led by example. They showed strength and compassion at the same time. You wanted to follow them, not because you were forced to, but because you believed in them. That's the kind of respect that lasts. So how do you inspire respect instead of demanding it? It starts with how you live, not just how you talk. People are always watching, whether you realize it or not. They're watching how you handle pressure, how you treat people who can't do anything for you, how you respond when things don't go your way. And when they see integrity, when they see consistency, when they see strength, it plants seeds of respect in their minds. You don't have to shout, "Respect me." Your life does the shouting for you. Inspiring respect also comes from how you make people feel.